Campaigners have accused the government of what they're calling a betrayal of renters for watering down a pledge made by the Housing Secretary Michael Gove to ban no-fault evictions before the next election. Now, the proposals are part of the Renters Reform Bill, which MPs have been voting on tonight. Ministers now say any ban must wait for a review of the legal system's ability to hear cases related to the evictions.
MPs have voted in favour of the government's Renters Reform Bill, despite it including an indefinite delay to the end of no-fault evictions, which the government first promised to ban 5 years ago, back when Theresa May was still in number 10. This is what Secretary of State for Levelling Up and Housing Michael Gove had to say earlier today.
Existing tenancies are subject to an MOJ review, so when really are you actually abolishing Section 21?
When the bill passes, Section 21 will be abolished, but we also need to make sure that the court system is adequately resourced in order to make sure that we can deal with any referrals from landlords who do need to exercise their remaining powers.
England's 11 million tenants were promised an end to these Section 21 notices back in 2019. But since then, almost 1 million tenants have been evicted under the process. And the excuse now offered up by the Housing Secretary and Government is that a report has to be commissioned by the Ministry of Justice to find out whether or not the courts can deal with the volume of expected cases if Section 21 is abolished. Meanwhile, in other news, Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has proudly made this announcement about measures now put in place by his government to implement his morally bankrupt law-breaking Rwanda Scheme.
To deal with any legal cases quickly and decisively, the judiciary have made available 25 courtrooms and identified 150 judges who could provide over 5,000 sitting days.
So when it comes to protecting tenants, we need an indefinite delay and a review of the court system. But when it comes to implementing the government's law-breaking Rwanda scheme, it can suddenly find 25 courtrooms, 150 judges and 5,000 sitting days. I'm sure UK news shows can't wait to ask ministers if there's a link between the two.